Oh yeah, we're here, looking at better combat. This is one of the few things, one of the few maps that I actually want to, no, maps aren't few. There's not just a few amount of maps that I want to play. There's a lot. Getting them working though, that's a whole other story, usually. And so it's time to grab our weapons. Of course, we need something to test these on, right? So the sword. You swing it like a real sword. 2 slashes and a thrust. Like in regular Java Minecraft. Slash does actually hit multiple, but the thrust doesn't. That's how it's different. The axe. Wide swings. And it's just wide swings. With really slow swing speed. Three hits. But instead, of course, does a lot more damage. Huh. Neato. How do criticals work? Same way. But of course, now you have to time it with the swing. The trident. It's just jabs. It does pierce through. And has a lot of range. And that's pretty much it. The mace is a slam. And does a splash of damage even though you're not quite seeing it. Of course, in the air, it's a little harder to time now, but yes, it can still do its regular slam attack. Actually, in a way, it might be easier to time, because during all that swing, the hitbox is active, instead of just swing and then that's it, it can't hit anymore. The spear is also a jabbing weapon. And yes, it does pierce through enemies, but it does not knock them back, unlike the trident, which does. And you might be thinking, how does this work with the shield? Well, not all weapons can be used with a shield. A sword can, an axe can, a trident can, a mace can, but the spear cannot. Because a spear is a two-handed weapon. None of the others. Trident makes a little sense. It's not that long. But the spear is definitely long. In fact, you can see all the stats of them. 1.6 attack speed for the netherite sword and 3 attack range. But all swords have 3 attack range and the same attack speed. All spears do not have the same attack speed. They get faster. Axes do slightly gain in attack speed, but once you're at diamond, it doesn't get any faster once it becomes netherite. Unlike with the spear, when it does become faster. The mace is 0.6 attack speed, 2.75 attack range. The trident is 1.1 attack speed, 3.25 attack range. Much smaller than the spear's 4. This mod does not affect bows in any way, nor crossbows. So you may be thinking to yourself, this mod seems a little small. Like, I get it, you know, it makes, the whole combat system more interesting than that little attack bar. And this is based off of Minecraft Dungeons combat. So if you're thinking, oh, but it completely changes it to a style Minecraft would never use. They directly have before, and will in, I don't know if they're doing a sequel anytime soon, but they might be. But of course, a lot of other mods work with this. One of my favorite being Simply Swords. Now, I do not have that today. But Simply Swords adds a lot of different weapons, special versions of those weapons, with abilities, I mean, like, it's just a lot of choices. I mean, look at it. That's a lot. And they all play differently. Like, the size. They're very short. Not super fast, but pretty fast. So they can end up doing a lot to the people near you, right? So it's ideal to dual wield them to swing them even faster, because dual wielding does actually net you some speed. Here. It's not much speed, but maybe you're noticing it. So then you could use the size really fast. Alright, even just these regular weapons. You can dual wield them like this, but with an axe I wouldn't really recommend it. Maybe these two? Maybe go pure heavy? Maybe just 2 swords for the classic? Because everybody likes having 2 weapons at the same time. They're less defense, but more attack speed, which means more attack in general. And there's, I believe, chakrams. You throw them, but when you have 2 of them in Simply Sword, you do this spin attack. And with rapiers, they're already pretty fast. They're not that strong, but they are fast. So using 2 of them can do a lot. So I'll be honest, Simply Swords without better combat, you're just gonna want to go for the weapons that deal the most damage. There's almost no strategy to that, you know? But better combat changes that up completely. So there's this. And this. It's pretty neat. And so, this mod offers you a lot of potential for combat. If, you know, let's say you don't really want to add any other combat mods, like magic ones, but even then, there's a lot that actually works with this, just because it's this good of a mod. Hey, one more thing to add. There's this feint move, and also another keybind to allow you to mine with weapons. This one, I don't know, maybe like a multi-tool, but the feint is odd. You hold the feint button, you attack, and then you feint. Why you'd want to feint, I don't know, because even against another person, like, no, like, I don't know. I don't know why you'd want to feint. It just seems odd. It's probably why it's normally not bound. Okay, maybe it's just so it can, like, work with certain other mods, where people could punish you with a parry. Instead, you just feint, make them parry, and then go in for the real hit. Which, I guess, smart thinking, but for most people, I don't think that's much of an issue. And with that, it gets a rating of 17 out of 17. There's something I want to try to end this off. Alright. Here we go. Okay, well, that's pretty much what I expected. There's a lot of other mods that do work with better combat, but I think Simply Swords is the best one. Anyways, this is all the mods I used. This is the map I used. Both of them are linked in the description, so like, subscribe to notifications, and have a good day, or else.